You can believe it, week 14 is in the history books. Let's get to it. Okay, so we made it through week 14. Man, it's kind of hard to believe. It's kind of seems like it's just flying by. Seems like just yesterday when we started this project. Um, but time flies when you're having fun, I guess, so they say. Before we get to the summary, I do want to remind you that we are raising funds through our Melissa's Promise fundraiser. It's a campaign through Ironman Foundation, Your Journey, Your Cause program. And we're raising funds and awareness for Tying Vines, which is the humanitarian effort for Syrian refugees in Lebanon. So if you don't know much about the refugee crisis that started back during the Arab Spring, you can check out our intro video on the foundation webpage. It's not a comprehensive explanation, but it gives you some idea of how all this started and the current situation that these people are in. It's just a tragic story. Understand, these people, these families, didn't leave Syria, because they didn't like the politics. Okay, they fled Syria for their lives, and just escaped with their lives. Many of their family members didn't make it. It's just an absolute tragedy. So humor me. Just close your eyes for a minute and envision you and your family. Your house just got bombed and you fled to Lebanon to seek safety. You have no papers. You have no means of income. No way to protect your family. Now what are you going to do? I've asked myself that same question 100 times. I still don't have the answer. So we're doing what we can through this fundraiser to help some of these families who live that question every day in these camps. 10 by 10 dirt floor tent every day for years. So please consider joining with us in this effort to raise some funds. Go to our webpage, hit the donate button. The link is in the description below. Every dollar helps, guys. $10, $100, $1,000, whatever you can do. I know there's 1,000. There's endless lists of causes out there. I get it. I understand. And we don't have money just lying around. But this is a human problem. This is a humanity problem. And I think we all need to be a part of the solution. We're not going to solve that crisis, but we can help. So please consider donating, and I appreciate it. Okay, so let's get to the summary. Had a pretty good week. So let me give you the distances, and then we'll go from there. The swim, we had 6,100 yards in the pool. We had 70.1 miles on the bike and 13 miles even on the run for a total work time of 7 hours and 39 minutes. A little bit less actually than last week, but we were back to our normal grind and heart rate, so the effort increased. And actually the effort increased quite a bit thanks to the weather. Okay, so let's talk about conditions for the week. We finally got a break in the weather. My Sunday run, the first workout of the week, was just glorious. The weather, it was blue skies. Weather was about 70 degrees, low humidity. It was just, man, I had to increase my effort to get my heart rate up to ceiling. So it was an interesting dynamic there, but great run. And I think it's a 5-mile run. And then we did have on Wednesday, we had some rain, and so I had to be on the trainer on my 20-mile bike. But Thursday run, my long run, 8-mile run, another just perfect weather day. It was like in the 60s, and 8 mile run, and it was just man, pace was up, effort was high because I had to get my heart rate up, and it kind of neat. I mean, my overall pace improved by almost a minute per mile, and that's a huge change. When all the other parameters are the same, the only thing that changed was temperature and humidity. So huge difference and very welcoming. Saturday ride, same thing. It was absolutely amazing. It was just perfect weather. It was in the 50s in the morning, and rode my new car, not new to me, carbon wheels as a test ride, and my pace was way better. Kind of blame it on the weather more than the wheels, but at least I look kind of cool, cool as I can look. So conditions were great. Praying for more good weather. Injury update. I in the pool Tuesday, as a result of using paddles the week before, pretty not so much sore, just felt really fatigued and weak. So that's what I get for using the paddles. That ain't happening anymore. I might go back to them on various workouts, but man, I'm going to really use them sparingly. They hurt me every time I try them. So on my runs, on those cooler weather run days, because my effort increased, everything changes a little bit. Just a little bit of increased effort can really put pressure on your joints, everything. Feet are great, but my hip flexors started really feeling it, especially after the run, but towards the end of the runs. And also my calves, because I'm a midfoot strike, we've talked about that, puts a little more pressure on your calves. You acclimate and get used to it, but with that higher effort, kind of a new level of pace and pain. so my calves and my joints, everything's gonna have to kind of get used to that a little bit faster pace, and with this cooler weather, no big deal. It's not really injury. It's just adaptation. So, and they're already fine. There's not a big deal. I'll take it with a increased pace. So no big deal. Overall, week was great. Looking forward to more good weather. We're at the end of October, hitting November. As long as the rain will stay away, we look to have some much better workout sessions in the weeks to come. So this week's Ironman tip of the week is training habits. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about how we spend our time training, how I spend my time training, and why I think it's better. Okay. So I have a friend of mine who's a cyclist, and he is always trying to convince me to listen to audiobooks while I train. He listens to Harry Potter when he rides, and he said it just makes his rides fly by. He says it's the best thing in the world. And I'm sure that it can be entertaining and make the time fly. I get it, and I understand. For starters, if I'm going to listen to anything, it's going to be Stephen Ambrose or Lincoln Child. It ain't going to be Harry Potter, okay? But the truth is, I train music and book free for a reason. Now, for those of you who train, who run or cycle with music or whatever, I'm not here to try to convince you to change or stop. But I'm going to talk about why I train earbud free, and you can take it or leave it. So first off, if you've signed up for Ironman, understand that you cannot race with any aids. Okay, that includes music, earbuds, phone, things like that. So I like to train like I'm going to race. We've talked about nutrition and all kinds of running, technique and all that. You want to train how you're going to race. Same with AIDS. You don't get any, so I don't train with any. Secondly, for me, I can't multitask very well. When I'm on the run, I'm focusing on my breathing, my foot strike, my heart rate, my effort, what's going on, Same thing on the bike. I'm focusing on RPMs, my cadence, my heart rate, of course, conditions, cars, all that kind of stuff. Um, so if I'm trying to do all of that and, listen to Harry Potter or Harry's, tenuous journey in becoming a wizard or whatever he's doing, it's a train wreck waiting to happen. I mean, I need to. This is all about racing on a day that I have to put in, 14 hours, 140 miles. I can defer the entertainment for a few months while I, put the work in and focus. So for y'all who listen to music and can train that way and multitask, you're better than I am. But if you've signed up for Ironman and you're taking your training seriously, I encourage you to at least give Tunes Free a try. I know hours on the bike can be, with nothing but the wind and the click of the wheel can be pretty monotonous. But I really truly believe that it'll pay dividends come race day. If you hadn't raced it before, doing a sprint or a run race, a marathon, something like that, you have your earbuds in. I get it. Get in the rhythm and you kind of, it's just mindless. A lot to think about on Ironman race day, any triathlon, but man, those long distance ones are just, it takes all your focus. So I encourage you to give that a try. It's my Ironman tip of the week. Hope it helped. Okay, well, that's it, folks. I do want to thank you for watching. If you do want to learn more about our fundraiser that I mentioned at the beginning, be sure and go to my Ironman Foundation webpage. It's in the links below, and hit that donate button. Sure would appreciate it. Remember, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and you can also follow me on Strava if you use that app to during your training. That's about it. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, be sure and give us a thumbs up. Remember, you can subscribe to our channel, YouTube channel, to watch my other videos and get tips and topics that we talk about as well. That's about it. Thanks again. We will see you next week.